You guys did your own stunts pretty much, but I don't think people actually know how you got there because the steering wheel for a Formula One car is extreme, too many buttons. Can you talk to us about the process of learning and becoming and what drivers for fiction?
So before I even got the part, I drove up somewhere in California and got in simulators and got the guy to like put all the racetracks there so I could like learn them before I even came to London. So then I downloaded the F1 game, created a fake character and won a championship.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, it's a long one. So I was doing a lot of kind of manifesting. And then when we finally got the part, it was about the training, intense training from Rockingham to Silverstone, Palm Springs, we're in Austin, Texas, all the way from F4 up to F1. Just really learning and immersing myself in the world of Formula One.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, like the idea of being in the car and dealing with these forces, G-forces, the physics of it all, is just something you cannot fake. And you know, Joe said it, I want to make the most immersive, visceral racing film that's ever been done. That's how we got Lewis in, that's how we got me in, that's how we got all of us in. And so we started this training, and we ended up getting to drive for basically 2 years in the making of this. And I would almost wish we could shoot it again, because by the end of it, Damson and I say we're quite tasty as drivers.
Can we now say that you're adrenaline junkies? Is that what we're trying to say here?
Yes.
I love that.
Do you guys think we should race?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what? In the streets of Mexico City, that would be I dare you to try that. And Kerry, you know, I've been telling you this, I think, for the last 2 days, because I love what you did with this character, Kate. I think it's the heart of the film. I love how you guys created such a strong female character. She's the strategy, pretty much behind it all. So we have some questions from people here who want to know, F1 the movie is as much about the people as it is about the sport. So what's the biggest thing that you've learned about the sport, but also about women in the sport?
So about the sport, I suppose the biggest thing I learned, I know it's going to sound not that like pink, but they travel all over the world. It's exhausting. Like it sounds great, but like it's really exhausting. They finish a race, and I'm like, when do they even celebrate? They have to get and go to the next place. It's like really grueling. So just that kind of physical toll, and not just the drivers, but like everyone. That was kind of, I thought, geez, this is a hard gig. So that was probably the part the one I took away. And then, you know, that they get a bonus if they win or whatever. I was like, God, I get so thick with the driver if we didn't win, you know, because I wouldn't get a bonus or whatever. But what was the other question? And women in the sport. Well, like I spoke to women in the sport, you know, they were telling me that they went to college and they studied engineering in college. And in college and engineering, it's mostly men in college, so they're used to just being around fellas anyway. So by the time they get to Formula One, they're like, same as being in college.
I love this answer. And we have a question from Constanza Alcocer from Cosmopolitan Mexico. He wants to know, Jeremy, what was the biggest challenge in adapting the intensity of racing into a film narrative? How did you make sure this translated even to audiences who have never watched Formula One?
Yo creo que tengo que dar mucho respeto a Joe y a Jerry Bruckheimer también, que han tenido esa ambición de hacerlo todo real, ¿no? Crear básicamente un sistema nueva, técnica. Joe es ingeniero, ¿no? O sea, hacer el diseño de todas las cámaras y la logística era de minutos, ¿no? Hemos tenido, por ejemplo, 15 minutos para estar, hacer la acción y salir para que puedan seguir el regular, ¿no? Increíble. Pero yo creo que a la vez de preservar la intensidad y tener lo que ha dicho Brad y Damson y Kerry, toda esa cosa cinemática de adrenalina pura y todo eso, no perder también el aspecto humano, ¿no? La comedia, the soul, el alma, y que el personaje de Brad, Sunny Hayes, para mí, y también Joshua Pierce, y también Kate, para Kerry, toda esa gente tiene su propia historia, y hacer todo eso dentro de esa gran extravaganza de acción y no perder el alma, eso es muy difícil, y ha sido un gran esfuerzo de todo el equipo, ¿no?
I have to ask if you guys understood that.
Sí,
Yeah,
sí.
Yeah, I saw you, I was fine. Like, yes, I know what you're saying. Where did you, ¿dónde aprendiste español?
Bueno, en el colegio he estudiado en España.
Wow.
No he estudiado en México, sería mejor si estudiara en México.
Lo haces muy bien. He's doing great, isn't he?
Yeah.
Representing all of you, that's amazing.
Sí.
And Joe, definitely one of the most talked elements about the F1 the movie is that it's very immersive, you know, like you feel like you're in the actual cars, you feel like you're in the actual racetrack. So can you tell us a little bit about how you build the cinematic language of the film, and whether it was visually, emotionally, technically?
Yeah, I mean, in order to capture what it's like to be in one of these Formula One cars, we had to come up with a whole new camera system that was very light and very small. So we took the system we developed for Top Gun Maverick and we miniaturized it. And we made it as small as we could. I'm sure these guys wish it was a little smaller because it was right in front of their face the whole time while they're driving, and you kind of don't think about that as you're watching the movie, but they have 4 cameras, you know, pointing at their faces while they're driving around the track. These cameras also, they move, which was a new innovation that we developed for this film. But the reason it feels immersive is because it's really happening. I mean, these guys are driving the cars at 180 miles an hour. The cameras are mounted to the cars. We're shooting it during a real race weekend, you know, between practice and qualifying sessions. And there's just, you know, the audience can feel that. When you go to all that effort to do it for real, I really believe you feel it when you're watching the film. When, you know, you see Brad concentrating, going, you know, through cops at Silverstone, he's not acting. He's really concentrating and trying to keep the car on the track because that's a fast corner. So, you know, hopefully the whole goal was to give audiences an experience that only 20 people get every weekend. You know, it's a very, very elite sport. So, you know, they'll tell us if we succeeded or not, but that was the goal.
I think you did. I really think you did. And actually,